Jesus people. Today on God Talks, I'm talking about loneliness, okay? God is always with you, okay? So you might feel alone, or lonely, but you're never alone, okay? Never alone. That's a lie of the enemy and the adversary of your soul. So, Jesus Christ created all human beings, and He loves us, and He died for us. Now, there's no greater love than a man lay down his life for his friend, and He calls us friends, and He laid His life down for us. So there's no greater love than that. That's what the Bible says. And we are His children. In order to go to heaven, we're to come to Him as innocent children. Now, we don't become children, but we think like that. That's how the Bible talks about how we're to think. Whatsoever things are good, lovely, and good rapport, that's how we are to think. And so we've got to remember that we were predestined. I mean, God knew us from before the foundations of the world. We are predestined, but we also have a free will. The two work together, free will and predestination. And so our loneliness and being alone is an emotion, okay? You're going to feel at times alone or lonely, especially if people have not done right things by you, but you're never alone, okay? This is part of spiritual warfare, the lie of the enemy. We need to know the adversary and know the enemy in order to fight spiritual warfare effectively. So we know that God would never make us feel alone, and He would never put us alone. And so we've got to know, it says that God's created families for people to not be alone, but even if we are and find ourselves alone, that if we want to be, if we want friends, that the Bible says we have to show ourselves friendly, so we need to make the first step. And the Bible also talks about how that a lot of times people are waiting for God and He's waiting for them. And so, for instance, He says, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone open the door, I will come in and sup with him and him with me. Draw close to the Lord and He'll draw close to you. Okay? And so basically, God says He's done everything at the cross already. All we need to do is claim it or receive it, and to apply it, we need to apply it, because belief isn't a thought process. To believe in something is actually an action, okay? So like if someone sat on the couch and said they were an athlete, like a football player, you know, eating potato chips, you wouldn't believe that if they never got up. No, we believe what people say and do, okay? Not what they just say out their mouth, but what they actually apply with their feet. And so we actually have to apply Scripture, and so we need to draw close to God. If we're feeling alone or lonely, we need to draw close to God, and He will fill us. He said He will give us living waters, and so that we will never thirst again. But we need to ask for the living waters so that we're full and not feeling lonely, because God is always with us. It says if you make your bed in hell, God is there. And if you take the wings of the morning, God is there. It says He will never leave you or forsake you, okay? He's always with you. So it's our job to move to God, okay? He's already drawn close to us. It's our job to move close to Him and worship Him and praise Him for everything He's created. Be grateful, and we will feel His love. We make sure you do the forgiveness part, because sometimes when we're hurt, we forget to forgive, and then it can lead to bitterness, and it can lead to fear. And so we need to confess that to God, that we're hurt or that creates bitterness, and we need to forgive people so that that doesn't cover our love, okay? And then we'll get lonely. We need to make sure that bitterness isn't covering our love. As God heals us, we'll feel that love come back in, which is Jesus Christ. So God never planned on us to be lonely, okay? We're always with Him, and He's always with us, even when we're by ourselves.